Trying to get situated here. All right. Oh, look at that. Look at that bike, man. Oops. Can't be littering. Can't be littering. Look at that bike, man. Are you kidding me? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here?
Well, good day, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. Just finished up some breakfast, had some pancakes. I don't know. I shouldn't have had them because I want to lose like maybe 15 pounds. And pancakes ain't going to help you lose 15 pounds. But here's the trade-off. That's the only thing I had. So I didn't have like pancakes, eggs, bacon, all that other stuff. It was just pancakes. So, I don't know. Try to be good the rest of the day. Kind of, hopefully that's my main meal. I say hopefully. Hopefully I can stay strong and that'll be my main meal. Because it's getting to be summertime now, and I gotta get in biker shape. Gotta be looking good out here. So I decided in this video I'm gonna give you my first impressions of the BMW M1000R. And this is coming from someone who owns the bike, not just test rode the bike. There's nothing wrong with test riding bikes, but sometimes when I'm looking on YouTube to get people's opinions on bikes, a lot of times that's what you get. You get somebody that was on a demo ride for 15 minutes and they try to give you their impression, which is good. It's better than nothing, but I kind of like to get the impression from the people that have had the bike and own the bike. So not many miles on this bike, not even 200 yet, still in that break-in period. But I'll try to answer maybe some questions that you might have if you're looking at this bike. So let's talk about ergonomics. I am 6'1". I have a 34-inch inseam, and I have 35-inch arm sleeves, whatever. So inseam wise, again, there's no problem with flat footing this bike. At my height, it's very easy to flat foot. That's not an issue at all. Because I have a 34-inch inseam, I guess the seating is a little bit aggressive. You are cantered a little bit forward. I've been on the bike enough to know that it's not bad. I don't get off the bike in pain or anything like that. But if you're like me, if you're coming from an area where you're used to touring bikes, you're used to the comfort, the relaxation, this is a little bit different. What I'll say is, unlike sport bikes, it's not uncomfortable. Again, I would not go long distance on this bike only because in my opinion, it's not made for long distance. You can do long distance on any bike, but there's other options that are better if you're going long distance. But it's not uncomfortable to ride around. I would say, all right, let me try to be more specific. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is the ultimate comfort, I would say you're probably at a 7, 6.5, 7. Not uncomfortable, not the most comfort. Again, if you have long legs like me. If you have shorter legs, it might be a totally different thing. As far as the reach, because I have long arms, no issues there. I don't need bar risers. In fact, I wouldn't want to bring the bars closer to me because of my reach. I think they're good right where they are, so no problem with the reach whatsoever. Now, as far as the seat is hard. It's again, if you're used to comfort in touring bikes or cruisers, your seat's not going to be as comfortable. So far, it's not been bad. It's a hard seat, but again, I would say the most I've ever gone on this bike without getting up to take a break or getting off the bike or something like that is probably 50 miles. So I have not really gone 200 miles. So if you're doing that and you're sitting on this seat, yeah, I don't think it's going to work for you. But for my purposes of using this bike, which is just riding around local, I don't see a lot of times where I'm going to be going extended periods of time, so that I'm not going to be able to stretch myself and get off the bike. But you know, honestly, seat is just not at the comfort level you would hope for. So, but again, I guess the seat goes along with the package. It's a sport package. And the seat, and I like the seat, looks good. I'll say that. I like how the seat looks. So comfort-wise, again, 1 out of 10. I'll put it right around a 4 to 5 comfort level for the seat. So let's talk about weight of the bike. The weight, I think the chart says it weighs in at about, I don't know, 440 pounds, somewhere like that. The weight is good. It's lightweight, very easy to move around in the garage, very easy to maneuver when you have to maneuver the bike around, so that's a plus. Also, the weight is, even though it's a very lightweight bike, it's substantial enough when you're on the road. So I go on the highway with the bike, and I'm not being pushed around all over the place like you would on a, you know, say a KTM 890R, which I think is like, clocks in like at 300 and something pounds. So I'm not being moved around, tossed to and fro on the interstate on this bike. It's stable on the road, but lightweight enough to move around in your garage, so you don't have to worry about it. TFT display, I think that BMW makes the best TFT display in the business. Easy to read, no matter what the conditions are. Fairly simple, easy to maneuver around the different menus. It is a little bit of a learning curve, but when I say learning curve, you take the bike out and you spend the afternoon with it, and then you know how to maneuver the menus. But I think the best TFT display out right now. How does the bike handle? And I'd have to say it's phenomenal. No complaints. Probably one of the main reasons I bought this particular bike is how well it handles. It just, it's very easy to ride. You probably, if those who are looking at this bike, I'm sure you've listened to other reviews. There's some things that I will mimic because they're 100% correct. This bike is very easy for a beginner. I don't know if the beginner is the right word, but all right, someone who's not used to riding a 1000cc bike. That's what I'll say. So maybe not a beginner, but if you haven't entered that leader bike category, this bike is very easy to maneuver. The clutch, the friction zone is good. The bike gets moving without it, you know, popping a wheelie because of the rider aids that are in it, but you can maneuver and handle this bike very easily. If you have any experience on a motorcycle, I think this bike will not be difficult for you to maneuver. And to handle. One of the things I like is it does give you a lot of low-end power in first and second gear, a lot of torque. And it's very smooth, so you don't get that jerkiness. You don't have to rev at super high revs just to experience some of the power of the bike. You get that on the low end. I get a decent amount of power, and again, I still have my rev limiter on because I haven't reached the 600-mile mark yet. But I'm happy with it and just how smoothly it shifts. Shifting is great. Probably the best quick shifter and auto blipper on the market. It's up there. If it's not the best, it's one of the best. So that's, you know, again, another confidence builder when you have those types of things built into the bike. So the performance of the bike is just fantastic. I don't think anyone is going to criticize this bike over how it performs, because it does a fantastic job. Another question that comes up, is there enough power on this bike? I believe so. I know there's plenty of videos out there about getting the bike Bren tuned, instead of whatever the factory tune that comes with it. I don't really get into all that. I guess if you're really out there and you're really racing up and down the highway, or you're going to the track and you want a better tune, yeah, there's other tunes that you can purchase and install on the bike. For me, just riding around, I hit it, it goes. People are saying there's dead spots between 6,000, 8,000 RPMs. I'm just reciting stuff I see on. I don't know anything about that. They're not wrong, I guess. I just, for my needs, when I want to hit the throttle and I want to take off quick, or I want to pass somebody quick, this bike has all that you need. So it is not, in my opinion, not lacking power in any aspect. I don't plan on doing any kind of additional tuning to the bike because I'm satisfied with what it is. So again, if you have other needs and you just want to get into that hooligan lifestyle and race people down the interstate and do all that kind of stuff, hey, that ain't me. But maybe that's you, and you want to do a different type of tune on the bike. Have at it. Or again, if you're a track guy, I'm not a track guy, and you think a different tune will help when you go to the track, hey, have at it. But as far as lack of power, this thing it doesn't suffer from that at all. Other things that people have brought up, the handlebars being kind of vibey. Yeah, they are. They're vibey. I don't know. With this kind of engine, I kind of expected that. Doesn't cause me any problems, doesn't cause me any issues. I don't get any numbness in my fingers or anything like that. I guess if you really need a brake, again, you have cruise control, so you can pop the cruise control on and and give your hands a break. But vibey, not insanely vibey, not like I get off the bike and when I get off my bike my hands are still shaking. Not that. It's just, yeah, you feel some vibrations in the handlebars, slight. That's it. Some people have reported that when you get up to, I guess, 130 miles an hour, that the handlebars shake. They give you that wobble. Again, this is my personal review and experience. I don't know, because I don't ever plan on going that fast. And I'm not saying that's just me. I'm just, again, I bought the bike to ride around. I've never gone 130 miles an hour on the bike. I don't anticipate it. So I guess my answer would be I couldn't confirm or deny it. Probably won't be able to confirm or deny it because I just don't see myself. I don't see myself at a track, and I don't see myself on the highway going that fast. So again, I'll defer to other people on whether that is a thing or not. Hey everybody, how you doing? We are back on the bike. Different day. Had some stuff come up, so just figured I'd close this video out. Talk about, again, my first impressions of the M1000R as an owner. Next thing I'll say about the bike is the bike doesn't get great gas mileage, naturally, as you can imagine. I think I'm averaging 34 miles to the gallon. That's not great, but that's to be expected when you have a sport bike engine. You're not buying this bike, for the fuel economy. You're buying it because you like the engine. So again, it is what it is, and I just have gotten used to every time I go out, probably before I bring it back home, I'm going to be hitting the gas station. So again, not a deal breaker, but that's what you're going to get, about 34, 35 miles to the gallon. At least that's what I've been getting. Maybe after my engine is broken in a little bit more, I'll get a little better gas mileage, but that's what I'm getting right now. Final thing I'll talk about, and kind of my conclusion, is one, who is this bike for? And two, would I recommend the bike? So I kind of think this bike is for anyone that grew up around sport bikes. You had a sport bike. Maybe you want to get back to that sport bike mentality, that action, the speed, but you want a little bit better comfort. This type of bike, naked sport bike, is a naked bike is for you. A hyper naked, whatever those terminologies are. You want that need. You got that need for speed, but you don't want to be bent over anymore. You want to have a little bit more comfort. That's who one of the people who would benefit from getting this type of bike. And lastly, would I recommend this bike? Absolutely. I don't have any. I like the bike so far. Again, I've only done now, as of today, a little over a couple hundred miles, 228 to be exact. But I like the bike. Again, I think it's comfort for what it is. Again, you're not looking at touring bike comfort, but for a sport bike kind of naked bike, Yeah, it's good. It's good. Also, I'll add this. Because for this particular BMW M1000R, there's not a lot of them out there. You know, it's there. You can get them, but they're not a lot of these bikes out there. And so, more so, even in the few months that I've had this bike, and you know, really only a couple weeks since I've been able to get out, since the weather's been nice, but the couple weeks that I've been able to get out and ride this bike is a head turner. I've had more people come up to me and ask me about this bike than all of my other bikes combined over the years. For those people that are into naked bikes, for those people that are into sport bikes, when they see that M logo on the tank, they recognize it and they have questions. Mostly, you know, good questions, you know, and things like that. But there is that factor of maybe having, if you're the type of person that likes to have a bike that maybe everybody else doesn't have, you're going to get that with this. So, again, I do recommend it if it's in your budget and you're looking at the bike. I don't think you'll be disappointed one bit by going with this bike. So, anyway, thank you for watching this video. A little bit longer than what I wanted it to be, but I wanted to give you an impression from a guy who owns the bike and not just test rides the bike. And I'm going to make a playlist for this bike, and I'll just keep you updated as things happen. If all of a sudden the bike isn't as reliable as I thought, we'll make a video about it. So if you're not subscribed, I would just ask you to subscribe, hit the like button if you're so inclined, and everyone, have a wonderful and blessed day.